Hello and welcome back to Hot Takes, the show where we destroy your stupid opinions. Joining me today is Sam Obaseki. How are you, mate?
I'm good, man.
You ready for these?
Yeah, I'm alright. How are you feeling?
I'm good.
After being cancelled for a few days.
Yeah, it was a rough week last week.
If you guys...
You can't dislike someone without race being brought into it. Do you want to explain a bit more?
If you guys haven't seen, over the week, Doogie got cancelled from, a few people for disliking AJ. Obviously, as a Nigerian man, I love AJ.
Did you take it personally?
I didn't, but I saw a few of my friends retweeting it, so
We'll agree to disagree, but hopefully we'll agree more about your football hot takes, because the first one has come in from Woodan52, and he says Solskjaer has no clue how to manage United, basically arguing that he spent £130 million on defenders, they lost to Crystal Palace at home, and he doesn't know how to deal with the low block. Oba, what are your opinions on Solskjaer and United?
I think right now, obviously, I understand the frustration with United fans. You got Maguire for 80 million, got Wan-Bissaka for 50. However, it's only the fourth game of the season.
Yeah.
You got to give him time. I know there was a stat earlier that he's lost 19 of his last 24 games or something like that. And that is bad. I can't lie to you. But it's a new season. Give him a few more weeks. If after a few weeks, you're still conceding, the goal that you did concede first, the Ayew goal, that was kind of bad. So I understand the frustration. But give him time, like us Chelsea fans are doing, we're giving Lampard time.
Calm down.
Let them breathe. It's not easy.
Yeah, people react just so immediately. As you say, it's so early doors. I actually think United, prior to the game against Crystal Palace, looked actually pretty good. Yeah. At least in that second half against Chelsea, rather. Yeah. And XG had the game at something like 2.2 to 0.4, which would suggest that in 9 times out of 10 they'd win that game. Yes, they lost 2-1, but they missed another penalty. They've missed 2 penalties in 3 games. That's not going to happen that often. They do need to sort out their priority penalty takers. But actually, the stats suggest that they've actually not played too badly so far. They're third for expected goals, and they're first for expected goals against. So United fans, calm down.
Yeah, just relax a bit. But also, I do think the media is playing into it a little bit as well. With the race thing, with the penalties fiasco. Ease off.
I agree with you. I think people in the media, us included, need to be careful about what language they use around people, particularly Paul Pogba, because he's a scapegoat often, so undeservedly.
Stop this hate on Pogba because he's your best player.
And if Rashford had missed that penalty against Wolves, which he subsequently did against Crystal Palace, you didn't see the same level of scrutiny. So I think that is a slight double standard. Paul Pogba just gets, smashed down no matter what he does, really.
And it's not fair.
And it frustrates me, and it's not fair. Yeah. But I kind of agree with Woodnan at the same time. I don't think Solskjaer's probably the long-term future, but don't go in on him after 3 games. But the worrying trend is that it's sort of lasting from March last year since he got that job permanently.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll last the season, Oba?
No. Ooh. But you know what? That's fine.
You're going to say yes.
No, he's not going to. And if he does, then good on him. But it's not a bad thing. If he sets them up.
It's a bad thing for him.
Yeah, it's a bad thing for him, kind of, because obviously he wants to manage United for a long time. But I do think that he's had a good experience. Good work experience. He's got a few players in, the fans love him still. Even if he leaves, it'll be like Lampard. If he leaves, the fans will still love him.
I think he's much more likely to be fired than Lampard, though.
Really?
Just because of the situation around Chelsea, I don't think, Chelsea fans are quite realistic, I think. They'll know that they've lost their best player, couldn't bring in any players really, except for Kovacic, who was obviously on loan last year or whatever. So they are in a much tougher situation. There was always going to be a huge drop-off. United fans, I think they're going to get on his back, I think.
Really? I don't see it. I feel like they love him so much that they're willing to turn on the players, the board, anyone else but him for them to be the issue for United's downfall. But I do see if they're battling for the top 4, in a few months, I think that there's going to be calls for him to be.
I mean, they are 5th at the moment. Calm down, everyone. But why don't we put it to a poll? Will Lampard or Solskjaer be fired before the season is done, or will neither of them? What do you reckon?
Just one.
Just one. I reckon just Solskjaer as well, I think. Second tweet comes from Jay Sean, whose handle is Jason Sean something goes on and on. Anyway, he says David Silva is better than Gerrard, Lampard and Scholes. Oba, no, is this getting you angry? Saying he's better than your man Lampard?
Ooh, you John,
you naughty Jay Sean.
But I'm gonna allow you because I do think he's in the conversation. Like I think he's in and around the Lampards, Gerrards, and Scholes. But just let him leave first. You know, he's leaving at the end of the season. Then we can compare their stats. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I think with Silva, he is obviously one of the main players for City's dominance over the last decade, 4 Premier Leagues and all that stuff. But Lampard, he was special. Yeah, Gerrard, he had something else about him. Scholes, them long balls, they were special as well. So I don't know. Like obviously, I know he's in that conversation, but I just give him time. Let him leave the Prem, and then we can have that conversation full on.
Yeah, I think in terms of like goal-scoring midfielders, I'd go Lampard. The best, technically, I'd probably go Scholes. And then the man for the big moments, probably the best all-round midfielder who could do a bit of everything, Gerrard. But I think Silva's definitely in that discussion, as you said. I think he's now 7th on the list for assists. I think he's got over 50 goals in the Premier League. I saw on Twitter that he's been at City for something like 9 years, and in 5 of those years, he's got over 20 goal contributions in all competitions, which is pretty impressive. And he's been, I'd say, arguably alongside Aguero, the most important person to City's success over the last decade, as you say.
100.
I love David Silva, but I'm kind of with Sam. Let's calm down. Let's appreciate his last year. Why do we always feel the need to rank people as well?
Because, you just have to compare to make, your players feel better. Because to be fair, Lampard, for me, is still the best Premier League midfielder ever. You can argue with me, I don't care, because what I've seen him do is just too special. However, Silva, he's an all-rounder as well. But I did hear an argument earlier that some people believe Yaya Toure should be in that conversation as well. Yeah. So that's a different conversation.
I agree. I think for a couple of years, Yaya Toure was one of the best we've ever seen, but it was only a couple of years really in England. Obviously, he had a great time at Barcelona before that, Olympiacos, whatever. But then his career slightly peaced out at the end of Man City with the old birthday cake fiasco. It was all a bit controversial. I think if he'd just gone out at a nice level, just give him the cake. I know.
Should have got him the cake. Man's birthday.
Don't lose your head over a birthday cake, Yaya. Pathetic. And we also haven't mentioned Keane and Vieira too, who are also in the discussion as well. We've just been so lucky in the Premier League.
Yeah. I don't think they're in the conversation as much as the other 4.
I've got a question for you. You have to pick a dream 2. In a 4-4-2 in the middle. Who are you having?
Out of those 6?
Out of those 6, yeah.
Ooh.
And you're looking for combinations as well. Maybe one more defensive. Maybe
I just got to go with the Lamps and Gerrard,
Lamps and Gerrard?
I reckon in my team,
you could get it going.
They would work.
Sven had no
Lampard,
chance,
you don't.
No chance.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? They didn't know what they were doing, but if you had me in the dugout, I would have put Lampard just a little bit more forward, Gerrard coming in to the box.
Okay.
Yeah? What about you?
I think I'd probably play Keane behind Lampard.
Yeah?
I don't think
Gerrard.
I don't think. But yeah, you can have any of those. Maybe put David Silva on the left or something like that.
Yeah.
He can still have a great time over there.
So before we move on to the last personal hot take, if you haven't already subscribed to Football Daily, subscribe, hit the notification button, do all of that stuff,
You'd be an
Stay up
idiot
to
not
date. Stay up to date with us, because, our content's good.
It's daily as well. It's
daily
relentless.
as well.
It's relentless.
Every day in that.
Josh Davis has said Burger King burgers are better than McDonald's. What?
I agree. Burger King burgers are better than McDonald's. However, the CEO and whoever is in the charge of Burger King prices.
Where are we going with this? All right. Okay.
You need to lower them prices because your burgers are so nice. But £10 for a double cheeseburger
I know.
with bacon.
I know. Bacon double cheeseburger. That used to be.
That
my
is
order
mad.
As well. I know. But then there's less stores, so I think they feel like they need to sort of ramp it up a bit.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Well, how often do you see a Burger King? When I see a Burger King, I'm like, whoa, haven't seen you in ages. Whereas you walk past a Mackey's every 50 metres. But
that is true.
I think the Burger King burgers, I probably agree, but I do like the experience of Mackey's with the order thing.
No, but Burger King has that as well now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They're leveling up. So I think the burgers are better at Burger King. I'd say there's more at McDonald's, because the nuggets, because the nuggets, chicken selects, the delis of the days, the fruit.
But yeah, that was our take on Burger King. Probably is better than McDonald's according to us. Let us know what you guys thought about that.
But the prices.
Below.
The prices.
Yeah, you're going to talk to the CEO, aren't you?
Yeah.
But what should the people go do now?
Squad goals.
Yes.
Subscribe, like, notifications, all of that stuff. Just stay up to date because, as I said before, we make content every day.
We do indeed. Cheers, Albert. Right, we're off to Burger King.
Come on.
See you later.